And we're back. Wait till some people get back in the chat here. I'll be right back, guys. Hang out for a second. Be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, hopefully we got enough battery life to make this happen. I got a couple of portable chargers up here just in case. So, back to what I was saying. We lost a guinea pig and a family member. And to us, man, our guinea pigs are like our family. Like I'm a huge animal rescue guy, and those guinea pigs were very special to me. So now we got 2 cats and a bunny. That's what we're down to. So I don't think we're going to get any more pets anytime soon. We're trying to not have to go through this over and over and over again. It's not easy losing pets. Let me let some people know I'm back on. Let's see here. Live. I know there's a lot of drama going on today, guys. Lots and lots of drama going on. I don't do the drama. It's and the funny part is it's the same people. The same people doing the same things, saying the same things, arguing with the same people, the same old drama, year in, year out. No thank you. I'm all stocked up on craziness. I don't need no more. All right. So tonight, if you are interested, if you're a boxing fan, go over to OG Mike's show. There's going to be a boxing trivia show. You may like that if you're into boxing. Also, we have a premiere coming out this evening, and that one's at Edenton Cemetery. It was our Memorial Day trip to the cemetery, so you might want to check that out. A lot of EVPs on that, and I included in the footage. Mrs. Mack calls them bloopers. I don't think there is bloopers. You can only have an organic reaction to some of the stuff, right? So she got startled pretty good. So I left that in. I leave in my goofiness sometimes, so I leave hers in too. It gives the video personality. But yeah, check that out. It's got, and we found out on that investigation, I'll tell you what, guys. Hearing that somebody's passed through the spirit box, that always creeps me out. I don't know if you guys remember the story I told you, because I'm in recovery, but I told a story a while back about a couple that my wife and I know, and we were trying to help them, and we were giving them rides back and forth to their treatment. And the wife, cried to us in the back seat because she was so addicted to fentanyl and struggling with that. Anyways, the husband came through the spirit box. Well, no, he didn't come through the spirit box. I caught his name in an EVP, first and last. That was kind of surreal, a little surreal to me. So that's, I don't know if I included that on there or not. It's towards the end of the video, but he definitely said his name very clearly. So it looks like I'm not getting any notifications going out, guys, unfortunately, which I kind of figured would happen. But, you know, when you take a break from YouTube, that's what happens. The channel atrophies. But it is what it is. The more we go on, the more I think it'll pick up. We got a lot of drama going on right now. I seen that there was a few channels going on with the same old narrative as usual. Anyways, let me check my messages real quick while we see if anybody even shows up. You know, it's and then I'll talk. That way, I'm not just sitting here talking to myself, right? All right. Hello. Smash that like button, lurkers. It shows that there's a couple of people in here, but nobody's hitting the like button. All right. Let's see. Got my daughter's birthday coming up, so we're going to be doing something today with her. Go out to eat, hang out, exchange some gifts and stuff. So it's going to be a family day. What day is it? It's Wednesday, right? Yeah. This is a busy month. Next month is too, though. Oh, good. Somebody hit that like button. I got one like, and 4 people. So I guess I'm not batting too well, huh? My batting average sucks. That's all right. The people that don't hit the like button, they really like me. They're too lazy. You know, it's so hard lifting that finger and hitting that button. Man, you know, I understand. You know, it's very strenuous. It can really wear you out having to hit that like button. You know, having to actually lift your arm, touch the screen. Whew. Anyways, guys, I've been watching from afar the people on YouTube, the drama going on YouTube. It's just guys, if you set back and go look, it's the same people. Literally the same people saying the same things. How many? I know that I got into, when I first got on YouTube, I went into the mob. It was the mob genre. I didn't choose to go to the mob genre. I met somebody and kind of like became friends and started a channel, and just the people that I was interacting with, because of that acquaintance, it was that genre. So it was a bunch of those people. So then I met some other people, went to another community, and it was virtually the same type of stuff, different faces. Some of them actually, those two communities actually mingled together for a while. But like, it's the same, it's literally the same people going back and forth saying the same things. And I can understand being frustrated. I get that. I can understand somebody irritating you and getting pissed off and wanting to say something. That reaction, I understand. What I don't understand is, once you realize that it's YouTube. Hey, Mimi B. Once you realize that it's YouTube, how long are you going to keep the back and forth going? You know? It's funny. It's comical, but worked very hard to get my life into a place where, because I have a crazy past, and I worked very hard to clean certain areas of my life up and get to a point where I have some serenity, some peace in my life, where I'm content with the state of my life, where it's going, things like that. On a day-to-day basis, I was happy, peaceful, until YouTube, and it literally turned it upside down and sucked away all my serenity. And then you got a bunch of intrusive people, coming in there and doing stuff to you, that it really, really disgusting things. Um, but it's a choice. It is a choice, guys. That's the thing. That's the catch. It's a choice. You can choose not to be involved. Um, I occasionally see things said about me, but it's fine. It's the price of admission on YouTube. But what I don't understand is how people can just do this for so long, for years and years and years, to keep doing the drama on here. So if anybody is tired of it, trust and believe me when I tell you, if you subtract yourself, life will magically get better and better really quickly. If you're deeply involved in the YouTube drama, I know, because I've managed to open a dialogue with with several people that I wasn't mixing it up with when I was on YouTube, involved in the nonsense. So I've been able to actually open a line of communication with um, several people that I'm cool with, and a lot of these people are not cool with each other, but I'm okay with a lot of people because I want nothing to do with the drama. They all know that. And I've tried to tell them, just don't respond, just don't react to it. Don't go on and say anything. But I know that these people, that they feel like they're losing then, right? Like they're letting the other side get the best of them if they don't respond. But that's just not the case. Um, the person who wins is the one who is not consumed with the anger, consumed with the compulsion to want to go on and respond. That's the winner. That's the winner, guys. But that is a mind state. It's a mindset. That's how you, and that's basically how you get past this shit. You have to understand. You have to step back and look at it objectively. What am I doing? This is social media. Do I know any of these people? No. Am I ever going to meet any of these people? No. Okay. So once you understand that, then you have to understand. You ask yourself, okay, well, how important is this to me? How much is this going to impact my life in a positive way? Can it impact my life in a positive way? And then I already know the answer. It's going to be no. Nothing good comes out of arguing on social media. So then it's like, whoa, they're talking about my kids, or they're talking about my spouse, or something like that. That's the next thing that I hear. So what? So what? Who cares? It's there's so much of that going on YouTube. You're not special. I'm not special. You're not special. And if some random person clicks on the person's channel that's dragging you, one, they don't know who you are. They don't care. People only care about themselves. So it's not their pictures going up on the screen. Who cares? They'll listen, maybe laugh at what some of the stupid stuff that's said, then they move on. They're not really invested. And really, what are they going to do to you? Hey, Christina, you caught me on my first live back. It's been quite a while, and I was trying to address some things to a couple of people. I've been away for a while, and I've been trying to not coach people, but I've been trying to guide a few people. Not hard. Every once in a while, I say, hey, how you doing? How's things going? Hey, I noticed you were arguing, I've noticed that, this is going on. You know, have you ever thought about maybe not responding or trying another route? Because I really have enjoyed the changes in. Oh, hey, hello. Welcome back. I've been live. Yeah, I know. I had to take a break though. I had to take a break from social media. It drives me nuts. There's too much negativity, too much toxicity. You get a toxic overload. You can, and it's even if you're not involved in any of the drama, just being around that energy, it leaches into you. It's just it affects you. Um, so I had to take a break from it. Bad part about taking a break is the channel will atrophy. You know, so you have to go back on, start hitting it hard, get your channel stimulated a little bit because I bet most of these notifications didn't go out. So, anyways, let's talk about some cool stuff. So I did this. Hey, Tab. Mrs. Mack is out and about with my daughter. They're out getting mani pedis. Not really my thing, so they went to have. I'm gonna meet up with them in a little bit and we're gonna have some lunch. But yeah, they're out and about listening. So if you guys saw, was it the last video, the balloon one? I think it was. We got one coming out tonight. It's Edenton Cemetery. One of our friends recently passed, and I got an EVP of his first and last name coming through at the end at that place, which is weird because it'd be one thing if it came through the spirit box and I heard his name, but this came through. This was just a regular EVP, and I don't know, Christina, maybe you can weigh in on this. So I have a theory, and the theory is when you open up the spirit box, the spirits can talk to you from wherever, right? Wherever it. But if you're getting an actual EVP of somebody whispering right there next to you, I think they're in the room. They're with you. But if you open up the channel, the spirit box channel, they can come through from wherever. If they're sitting next to, if they're hanging out with family in California, you turn on the spirit box, they can be next to you, just like that. That they don't have to, like, they're plugged into that energy, so there's no travel time. They're just there. But with the EVP stuff, I feel like those spirits are physically with you at that moment in time. They're in your space. Am I close? Much, yeah. New different phone, bro. I agree on the EVP there. Yes, they're present. Yeah, so it's very interesting. So this is what we've done, Christina. You might dig this. This, I don't know if you know anybody that's tried this. The only person I've seen doing this is, oh, that's bright. Put those back on. Is Jason Hawes of one of the co-founders of Taps, and what they're using is a parabolic mic with the headphones. Because if you like the video that comes out tonight, you'll see. And if you watch, not so much the balloon one, but any of the several videos prior to that, there's people literally talking constant. That's what takes so long to edit these videos now. It's not just the spirit box part that I have to edit and put the words up. Like, I literally have constant whispering, constant. I've never heard anybody get EVPs the way we do. Is it a blessing? It's I can tell you it's weird. It's weird because it's a blessing, yes, but it's also, I get some not so nice ones too. They're for the most part, but then sometimes I have some of the spirits will check them and say show respect, things like that. So we got the parabolic, and we went to two places the other night, And we ended up leaving the first location, and the second location on the way home, it was just a little park on the side of the road, and it was a new park. Uh, Here in the last like 10 years, this county and the next one over has put up quite a few little parks, little mini parks. And so we stopped there and we were sitting under a gazebo and we just said, okay, let's set up and just see what we can get. And she was able to actually hear. So we were getting, the person answered that they were a female through the spirit box, not the spirit box, the K2 and the flashlight. They were answering questions. Then Tab put on the parabolic and she could hear it. Are you a female? Yes. And she actually said it with exasperation. So she was getting frustrated that we weren't hearing or catching her message the first time through, which a lot of them get frustrated like that. So then Steve-O, my 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 buddy, the kid from that, if you know anything about our channel, you know who Steve-O is. But anyways, I wanted to know if he was there. I said, Steve-O, are you here? She was able to hear him in real time say, I'm here. Like, it's so low, we're just not catching it. And sometimes with the phones or digital audio devices, whatever you're recording with, it may not even catch it. But if you're using a parabolic, you may catch it. And that's what I wanted to try. And the first time I tried it, I went out to a cemetery and there was some nitwits weed whipping, so that destroyed it. It was killing my ears to try it. Then it had a bunch of crickets, and it was like deafening. So you have to be in the right area. It's got to be the right environment. But here's another thing. Let's see, hey. Yes, yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that. That train is a badass looking train, isn't it? Yeah. So if you guys haven't here, let me give you. Let's see if I can give you a wrench through this. Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Christina? Drop your link to your channel, guys, and go check out Christina's channel. If you go back and look at my live, she was the first psychic that I had on. So check it out. She recently sent me photos of this really cool haunted train, and Tabitha and I we're 100% in. We just need to schedule it. So yeah, let's get on that. The weather's warm. It's time to start getting some stuff going here. We got a couple things already in the hopper. There was a family that's local who saw our East Fork video, which was a really, really cool one because we had a lot of people reach out for that one because Dapper Dan, a local fisherman who passed at East Fork Lake, had a lot of friends and a lot of friends and family, and they saw the video, they commented, and they were really, really touched by that video, and that's why we do it. That made my day to know that we were able to help these people, because he was a well-liked guy. So they saw this couple saw that they have a haunting going on in their home, and they want answers. So if we're gonna get names, we're good. That's what we're good at. Tabitha and I are great at getting the names because we have spirit friends that help with that. So we're gonna do that one, and then we have a Native American sorceress here locally at a cemetery, and her name is Sweet Lips. So I happen to know a gentleman who lives right there by the cemetery. In fact, his property backs up, his field backs up to the cemetery. So we have like kind of a home base location, so we don't have to just like backpack it. We can actually unpack our stuff and set up a little home base. Hey, Ann, how you doing? Weeding the garden, huh? Nice. Yeah, it's a great day for it here too. So we got that going. So yeah, I decided to hop on. The channel's been just sitting stagnant for a while. I want to get some life back into it. It's just, it atrophies. Not all the notifications start going out, and I don't know. I needed the break, guys. I needed it. One thing I know, I've done this before in the past. I've taken breaks, and I've come back, and then after a couple of weeks of going on, you're right back where you were before. So I don't know. I've seen some of the drama going on. I've laughed. I've laughed about it a little bit, because seriously, I always try to push people to try to do something like this. Do some real content, pick something that you like, uh, and do that. But here's the key: once you pick something like that, don't short yourself, okay? Don't be short-sighted. Don't cheat yourself. Give yourself a fair shot and cut off all the drama. Because if you're going to really make that investment in yourself, because that's what you're doing, if it's something that you enjoy doing and you're going to make content, that's your legacy, right? That's what you're going to be leaving behind for your family, your kids, your grandkids, but that's where we have something special that our parents and grandparents didn't have. We don't, I mean, unless you're lucky to have old home videos. And even then, a lot of those get lost. So now we literally have a digital log of us we can leave behind. Yeah, that's it. You go all in. You have to go all in. If you're gonna do this, look, one thing I know for sure is I tried to do, you guys may have remembered, Sophie and I were trying to do paranormal stuff, but then still address this person and that person and this piece of drama. You can't do that, guys. You can't. It's just, there's no time to be plugged into the drama and then have free time. It consumes you. And anything that consumes you is no good anyway. Moderation is the key in life anyway. So you don't want something to totally take over your life. And it's funny because I've had a little more free time on my hands, and I've been watching Dr. Phil. And this social media thing, it really is an addiction that's going on. Like a lot of people have it. So once I subtracted myself, like truly subtracted myself, I know people said, "Oh, he's got this sock account and that one." No, I don't have any desire for that, and I don't want to. Why would I waste my time? But anyways, once I subtracted myself, and then I started editing, and I started making my a completed video, and I could see my once I started seeing my finished product, it made me. It's fulfilling, guys. It's fulfilling, and um, it's a sense of accomplishment. It's like, okay, I did that, and of course, the drama is going to affect you for a while when you first step away, but then after a while, like it does not phase you. You just forget about it, and then you truly start to enjoy YouTube again, like we all did at one point. But don't cheat yourself. Like don't say, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but I still have to address this person and that person. You're not gonna be able to do as good of a job. Your attention isn't gonna be there. Your heart isn't gonna be completely in it because you're distracted, and it's not a good distraction. It's not something positive, and that's another thing is uh, cutting out all that negative energy. It does wonders. Just trying, it's these are just some of the things that I've. Thank you, Whitney, and these are some of the things I've experienced myself. Um, it's amazing because being away from the drama, like it's cool. It's cool because I've been able to, like, well, there was some people that I wanted nothing to do with. Like, there's no point in opening a line of dialogue and saying, hey, look, all the past is in the past. You know, the stuff that happened, my bad. You know, like, for my part in it, I apologize. You know, we don't know each other. We really don't know each other. I just want to move on and do my thing. If we have any unresolved issues, I'd like to just let water leave the water under the bridge and just move on. And can we do that? Are you? And a lot of people, surprisingly, did that. With and because I guarantee you, if the people that are okay, someone get out of here, bro. You're not welcome in here anymore, man. You're not welcome, Tony. I was a good friend to you, man, and you start attacking my wife, man. That's not cool. I would never do that to you or your family. I wouldn't. I considered you a friend. Then you start attacking my family, man. I'm not going there with you. So please, just knock it off, man. Knock it off. I'm not a part of that. You know, I have no negative feelings towards you or anybody there, except for maybe a few. But that's the part. That's the stuff I want nothing to do with. You know, that because here's the thing: if you sit back and watch and you actually remove yourself from the drama, go look and see the people totally consumed with it, you know, and I feel sorry for them because it's not a way to live. It's not a life. It's not a life. You know, it's just, yeah, it's very simple. And I have a buddy that totally walked away from YouTube too. Don't need to say his name. Those of you know some of the people know who he is. But what you do is you hit unsubscribe, do not recommend, and you don't look at it. You just move on and start looking at content that you enjoy. It's very simple. Yeah, I know the troll nonsense. Some people get enjoyment out of that. It's not really. It's like the lowest form of entertainment. Being a troll. It doesn't. It. Why would you want to be anything other than yourself? You know, I would rather be myself and conduct myself in a manner that I can be proud of myself. You know, I don't mind showing my face because I'm not doing hurtful, nasty things. And that's why trolls are very cowardly by nature, you know? Tech issues? Oh, okay. Let me see. I can do it this way for you. Hang on. Let me see if I can take care of that for you. Okay, why is this not working? Here we go. View channel. Share. Link. All right, here we go. Here's her link, guys. Here's Christina's link. Go check her out. And we'll be collaborating on the haunted train, guys. That's going to be a cool one. But let's stop talking about the 15 people on 10. All right, smash that like button, guys. Yeah, it's all good. Hey, I'm happy that there's even people in here because this thing's been sitting stagnant for so long. That's okay. That's all right. I'll take it. No drama, I'll take it. You know, I can't with that. You know, like certain people are going to do what they're going to do regardless. You can't do nothing about that. You can't change people. You can be like a role model for people. You can lead by example. But one thing I've learned is that there's certain people that have a certain nature about them that are going to always respond to this stuff, and they're always going to be involved in the drama. You know, but that doesn't mean you have to be. you have to be a part of it. You know, like I'm telling you, it's just try it. Just try it. Just completely disconnect for 6 months. One thing I'm going to tell you for sure, after 6 months, if you feel like you want to go back to the drama, you will have missed nothing. Nothing. You'll come back, it'll be the same people arguing back and forth, saying the same things. Oh, except some people that were, once enemies will hate bond, and then this one they'll break up, and then this one will be fighting with this one. But the main people, they'll all still be there. They'll have the same gripes. It'll all be about them. It'll all be victim mentality. It'll all be going below the belt filth constantly. So if you really feel like you missed that, you can have it back. But seriously, I challenge you to try it. It's just a lot of people, they can't handle walking away knowing people are still going to talk about them. Hey, I got on the YouTube, I was completely green. I knew nothing about it. I didn't even know that there was live streams until the pandemic. So then I got on here and was very green. I knew nothing about. I wasn't somebody. See, I know people that were on Facebook trolling people for a long time, but this is kind of a different thing with the live streams. I think I don't know, maybe Facebook has advanced trolling too, but it was very foreign to me. So I got sucked into all the traps and all the pitfalls that people fall into that don't know what they're doing. And they had fun with me, but I learned pretty quickly, and I made mistakes too. That's okay. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn, and you don't evolve. The messed up part is the people that don't evolve. You're stuck on stupid. For how many years you're going to be stuck on stupid, arguing with the same people over and over and over and over again on YouTube. People that years will go by and they still haven't met. They're not going to meet. What's the point? Yep, we all make mistakes. Here's the messed up. Here's the crazy part. We still have to deal with all that stuff on the other side. We just lose our body. We still are the same person, still have the same personality, the same quirks, the same attitude, the same sense of humor, the same big heart, sense of love. Whoever we are here carries over. Well, scared of not evolving, getting stuck in the same. That's that happens. That happens. Well, you have to maybe change some things up a little bit. Open some doors for yourself. Make some new opportunities. If you're doing the same things over and over, not a lot of new opportunities are going to come your way, unless you get lucky. Yep. That's basically it. Do you learn from your mistakes? It's that's all it is. It's a learning process. And the whole reason we come down here to earth and become a person is to learn and try new things. When you're over there on the spirit side, you can't enjoy a hot dog, with spicy mustard. Like you can't go and sit in a hot tub and float and feel and relax. All the pleasures and nice things that you experience physically, and all the new experiences that's the reason we're here, to try new things, new experiences, stuff like that. So why waste time doing the same stuff? You know what I mean? Especially unhealthy stuff. So yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing what we can do with that parabolic. I know Steve-O, my spirit bud. I know he'll play along. He'll work with me. And then I got the Totten family. Uh, we have a handful of them that are always here too. So to be able to ask questions and know that there's somebody there to answer them, that's the cool part. So if we can get them to interact in real time, I would. That's what I'm gonna do, guys. That's my goal. That's what me and Tabitha are working on. Doing a real time conversation with the spirit, not through the spirit box, through the parabolic, and that way, so it'll sound like a real conversation. You know, Steve, are you here? And then you'll literally hear him say, "I'm here." I caught him in the hallway out here one time on an EVP. He says, "John, it's Steve-O." And I said, "Say your name." It was one of those. And then he says, "John, it's Steve-O." Because he does speak out loud quite a bit. I heard him. I was on a panel with don't need to say the person's name, but it was a live stream, and people heard I heard whispering, and so did the people in the audience. And I asked the person, "Did you just whisper something or mumble something?" And she said no. So I asked the spirits. I said, "Did somebody whisper? Do you remember that?" And I said, "If that was you, say your name." So it was obviously Steve-O. So we want to see if we can have that real-time conversation. There's other people that have gotten communication with flashlights. There's other people that do the spirit box. I happen to think that Tabitha and I are like kind of we've done pretty well with the spirit box, but it's not unique. It's not unique to that field. You know, a lot of people have spirit boxes. Um, the one thing that we have as an advantage is all these EVPs, all these people around. I've watched almost every Ghost Hunters episode that's out there. I'm not caught up on all the Ghost Adventures. A lot of the early years and maybe like the first 15 years of his stuff. Uh, and I don't hear EVPs the way that we catch them. I don't. It's just we don't. You don't hear them constantly like that. That's that's the cool stuff, Christina. Is like it. How can to me right now? It's like it's so loud. I hear them all the time. Like we're on an investigation, and I'll literally hear the EVPs. I don't hear what they're saying, and I don't hear a loud voice. I can hear a faint whisper that I can tell that there's something being said. And most of the time, Tabitha can't hear it. Only, but the last couple of times she's been catching them, uh, and it's constant. So I catch that all the time. Um, Little things like when the TV, with the plastic on the TV pops and it seems a little dramatic. Those, I think a lot of the times, those little things are spirits trying to make their presence known. The balloon. Now, if you watch that video, that balloon goes, it's moving around downstairs. We add a little bit of tape so it has some buoyancy, right? Then it starts going across the ceiling, well, a little bit below the ceiling, by the porch door, by the sliding door, and it's heading towards the stairs. Keep in mind now, there's no fans on, there's no windows open, the air is off because I showed that at the beginning of the video. What's moving the balloon? Now I know there could be, if somebody moves in the room, there's going to be the air is going to swirl, there's going to be a current of air, but that should just make the balloon move a foot or two and then kind of peter off a little bit. It's not going to be a consistent, like somebody's got the string and slowly walking with it. But and then it literally goes to the stairs, turns like somebody has it, and it goes up the steps like some, it's in the path of if somebody had their hand on the string. Then it goes up the steps, and there's like a little partition wall, and the string kind of gets stuck. It butts up against the wall there. Now, that should be it right there. It should go no further. There's no air current. What actually pulled that string over the ledge? Because it was stopped. It literally drags the string over the ledge, and then it keeps going. Then it turns, and it gets pulled down and goes under a door frame and into a room. Who did that? I'm just standing there recording it, but it most definitely. Well, I got an EVP on there, and they said they're having me bring it to you. So I know that we have kids here, Totten kids. So I'm sure one of the adult Tottens said, "Hey, go get that balloon. Go move that balloon for him. Go do this. Go do that." So they said they're volunteering me was the exact EVP. So the kids were telling me, "Oh, they're making me do this. My parents are volunteering me to do this." I seen the Hat Man, Shadow Man in the middle 80s. My stepbrother told me he stood at the end of his bed. He wasn't lying real. Oh, no, I believe you on that. I just saw something very similar to that at the cemetery, and I did not catch it. I had my phone. Where'd it go? So I have my phone on a tripod, but if you have an iPhone out at night or in the evening and you have it on video and you don't have the light on, it'll look like it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 8 p.m. For some reason, it always looks lighter on an iPhone. So anyways, it was dark, so I turned on the light, and just beyond where the light was illuminating the cemetery, it was beyond that and the blackness. I could see it with my eyes. If I would have had the freaking phone, the light off, I may have caught it. But I could see literally a shadow man, very crisp outline, as if somebody had on complete black and they were running. I saw 3 to 4 full strides, arms and legs swinging. He had nowhere to go. There was just little bitty, like 1-foot headstones. The big ones were, 20 yards apart. So literally, I saw that. At the same time, she heard something, and it startled her. What she heard was him running. She heard it. She said it sounded like jingling, but there was jingling of my keys, but you could hear the strides in the grass. So I've seen stuff like that. I've seen not this place, but another apartment that we had years ago. I had a long hallway to the back of the apartment where the bedrooms were, and right in the middle of that hallway, and the light was on because I had younger kids then, and they left every light in the house on. And they had this was in the morning too. They had just left for school, and I'm back. I'm in the living room, but I could see down the hallway, and I'm on the computer, and I get this really. You get that feeling when somebody's staring at you, and you feel the hairs start to go up on the back of your neck, and you feel a presence, so you look around. You ever felt somebody standing right behind you? Somebody standing there, they're there, you can feel them. That's what you feel. So I looked, and I looked down the hallway, and standing in the hallway was a complete black shadow figure, blacker than black. You couldn't see through it. It was solid. It was there, and then it just like somebody flips a light switch, blink, and it's gone. So I've seen that. I haven't. Older spirits. What do you mean? You mean, am I seeing more spirits that are from the 1800s rather than spirits that are from modern times? Is that what you mean? Oh wow, that's really cool. I have. I know that some of the spirits from the 1800s get very fascinated with the devices. They may be more apt to communicate. One thing I've found is that they're all there, all of them. Um, when we went to East Fork Lake, I believe all of those deaths were from 2016 on. And there, I think four of them, three of the four people communicated with us very clearly. I got their names very, very clearly. Um, I don't know, Christina. What do you think? What do you think about that question? Do you see more older spirits rather than younger spirits? Uh, I get a lot of people coming through, a lot of names. Like the balloon video, I got a guy. He says, "My name's Jeff." I don't know. I don't know Jeff. I don't know where Jeff is from. That was very clear. I get people like that. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they're from. I don't know when they passed. Um, like I said, my friend Andy, I won't say his last name, even though I looked. See, I thought I heard Andy a while back, and I looked up his name, obituary, and there's nothing there. But you have to remember, guys, him and his wife were literally they're drug users, okay, and they would live in Section 8 dumps in the city, and they didn't have two nickels to rub together. So I don't know if how much it costs to post an ad in the Inquirer or whatever, but it's possible that not all deaths are listed in the paper. So this time he said his first and last name, and that would have been like recent. Spirits from all different cultures. Um, yeah, that's cool. That's an interesting question or an interesting thought. Anyways, like the age of spirits. That's one of the things that I've asked recently because I've met spirits from the late 1700s. John Totten, he comes through all the time. He's the patriarch of the Totten family, and he was born in the year 1800. He impresses me, guys, just very much so because he was. Check this out. Now, I don't want to hear it. When people start whining about their tough childhoods. Look, yeah, I've had a tough childhood, but when you think about stuff like this, it kind of puts that into perspective. John Totten, born the year 1800, fought in the War of 1812. Think about that. Ohio's 1st Infantry in the War of 1812 at the age of 12. Do ghosts wear clothes? I don't, ghosts are doing things over there. One thing I do know is that they have some type of realm over there because there's piano music playing. We have a piano playing ghost, and then in the balloon video we have a spirit which sounds like a young girl talking about she's gonna learn piano. So somebody's gonna be teaching one of these kids piano. So if they have pianos, I would assume that they would have clothes in their realm. Uh, there's an EVP that was caught by ghost hunters, and I forget the name of the uh, hotel that they were staying at, but there was a woman, and her name's, I guess she was a princess of some kind. Her name's Princess. That's what they were referring to, Princess. And she had her own bed and everything in this hotel. And they go into the room. They're like, "Princess, are you here?" And she's like, "Hello, who's there?" And she's like, "Princess, are you there?" She's like, "Of course I'm here. Where are you?" So it's like she was just in her room, probably, like she was alive in her room, in whatever dimension or realm of existence that was somehow our realm and that realm are overlapped. Somehow, some of those spirits can see and hear us very clearly, and we can't see and hear them. We can sometimes. It's very. I don't. It's very. It's hard to wrap your mind around. Appear in a way that. Yeah. Um. Let me ask you this question, Christina. Maybe you can weigh in on this. If a pet passes, if a pet passes, say you got a cat named Missy. Just for, this is a fictional hypothetical situation. You have a cat named Missy. The cat passes. Is it possible that you could get a EVP through the spirit box of a human sounding voice saying Missy, but it could be your pet speaking to you? Is that possible? Is it possible for them to communicate? Oh, okay. Here's why I ask. After my first guinea pig, I put him down. His name's Denny. I started getting EVPs from a Denny, a male Denny, and I don't know a Denny. It was just very interesting timing that Denny starts coming through the spirit box right after I lose Denny. So it to me at the time in my mind, like I made the connection in my mind. I mean, could that be him? It could be. I don't know. It's I would like to believe that. I know that we definitely move on. We definitely just drop our bodies and then we're in that realm of existence. Uh, what it looks like, I don't know. Don't well, yes, other entities do mimic loved ones. And here's where we get into the things where you have a little bit of controversy. Where and this is what I run. Man, that's bright. I get a little bit of a sinus headache, and that just the gray light from outside just gives me a worse headache. Anyways, uh, I get this one a lot. They say those aren't spirits that you're talking to; those are demons. No, they're not. No, they're not. And I can shoot holes in that right now. First off, a lot of those EVPs through the spirit box talk about Jesus, talk about the Bible, talk about God. Demons would never promote Jesus Christ. Never. So right there, you're in direct conflict with your grand fucking point. With people talking to or about their pets or yours. Okay. Yeah, that was okay, that makes sense. It's I would just that's the thing. They're with human beings, you can say, "Hey, are you there?" and they can say, "I'm here." With a cat or a hamster or a guinea pig or whatever, they can't just respond to you. Now, I was gonna try see like what I was thinking maybe if you have a dog that passes, if you were able to, like, in life go, "Rah, rah, rah, come on, rah, 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 rah," and get them all riled up and say, you want to go outside, and they start jumping around and getting all riled up and barking and stuff, if you can do, I was going to try that and get my dog to bark from the spirit side. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting experiment. I think that's going to be the experiment I do next. I'm going to try to get a dog to bark from that side. No, you're good, Tab. Yep, the big 2-0. That's my youngest, guys. My daughter. It's well, it's not today, but it's soon. Um, my youngest daughter, 20 years old. I can't believe I got kids that are almost 30 years old. Can you believe? I can't. Time just ticks by so quick. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, Joey. I don't do the Ouija board stuff. I did play with them a little bit when I was a kid. I only saw something paranormal happen one time with them, and that was the little pointer thing shot off the board, and nobody was touching. I mean, it shot off the board fast, like somebody smacked it. Other than that, it's just to me. I just at the time I just thought that they were just a toy, a game, something to have fun with at parties. Hey, thanks, bro. Hey, thanks for dropping in. You know what? I got to give you a wrench because you gave me a wrench. So I got to give you a wrench. Drop your link, brother. Seen from Within. Uh, check him out. He gives readings too, so you can go check out his channel. He sets up, does live investigations. He does similar stuff to me. It's the flashlights, little toys and stuff, and he's got some very interactive regular spirits too that like to interact. So there's always a show, guys. That's the coolest thing. I've been accused of having remote control flashlights and all kinds of stuff. No, you're welcome. Yay, mod. Hey, mod 148. What's going on? Yeah, I'm just trying to breathe some life back into the channel. It's been a while, but tonight, guys, at 7, make sure you're back to check out the premiere. The EVPs at this place. It's funny because Tabitha said exactly what I said a year ago when we were there, and I was editing the videos, and I was trying to figure out I didn't know the name of the place. So I was calling it the country cemetery, or the cemetery that speaks. Because of when you go there at night, you park. If there's no cars going by on the road there, that's uh, State Route 727. Uh, you can literally hear disembodied voices coming out of nowhere, just the thin air. In the daytime, it's not creepy at all. At when the sun goes down and you park there, you're the only person out there in the country. It's quiet, and it's like it's blacker than black. It's a very, very, very hard cemetery to enter. Very hard. It's there's so much talking. Like this last time, Tabitha got startled because somebody came right up in her ear and whispered, and it was a loud whisper. I caught it. You can hear it. It's going to be on there. Uh, so if you want to go have an experience, that's the place to go to if you're a local person. It's Edenton Cemetery. I'm actually going to go out on a limb here. I'll put my neck on the chopping block. I will confidently say that it is the most haunted cemetery in Claremont County. Tabitha she's like, oh, we should call this the cemetery that speaks. It's funny because I kind of dubbed it that a year ago. That was his nickname. I am in Ohio, Southern Ohio. Yep. It's amazing. The fact that all of our loved ones are just right there. They're at arm's length. That's the cool part. I can tell you one thing though. It didn't help, man. It did not help with the guinea my buddy. I had to put down buddy, and it did not help. Even knowing what I know and doing what I do, I cried like a baby, and I'm not embarrassed to say that, but it hurt very badly because it's you miss them. That's all. You miss them. But knowing that they go on, that's the cool part. Yeah, and you're over there, and I bet you got some old architecture over there, Ann, like castles and stuff. That is stuff that I want to get my hands on, Tabitha and I. We want to get into some really old places. We want to see what we can uncover. I think that Tabitha and I got a good little system going where we have, and it's not just us. I have to give credit to the group of spirits that we have around us. Not only do they protect us, they let us know when there's trouble, and we could go anywhere and kind of bring the spirits, you know. So, like we could travel to be on the road and go live from hotel rooms and have the same spirits lighting up flashlights and interacting with us. That's the cool part. Okay, north of Dayton. Dayton's about 45 minutes from me. Swamps in Florida. That we got family in South Florida. I would love to investigate down there. I saw a speaking of well, this isn't really paranormal, but I saw a skunk ape in the late 80s. I'm going to say maybe like 87, 88, maybe 89. I'm thinking more like 87, 88. And it was in the Everglades. And that was pretty cool. But it wasn't one of the huge silverback gorilla looking souped up Pacific Northwest Sasquatch, uh, giant Sasquatches. Not one of them. It was the skunk apes are about they're shorter. This one I think was probably about 6.5 feet, maybe 7 feet tall. Thin though, thin build. It looked like Chewbacca with thinner, shaggier hair, like longer but thinner hair. You could see muscles. You could see the muscles moving, and it was just walking. You ever seen the Patterson Gimlin film when he's just walking through the creek? Uh, that's what he was doing. He was walking across the road. Didn't look over. We were in this tour bus. It looks like a handicap bus. Not a handicap bus, but like it's not really a bus. I don't know. It had a big flat window in the front. The vehicle that we were in, and this thing was walking across the street in front of us, and it was pretty wild. The driver stopped and his jaw dropped, and I was looking at him, and this lady was like, "What is that?" And he didn't have an answer. He was just sitting there like, I don't know. And by that time, the people from the back noticed what was going on, and then they bum rushed the front. And I'm already short, so back in 1987 or 88, I was even shorter. So, I no longer had a view. But I wish I would have gotten a picture of that. But this was back in the 80s. Not everybody had a phone in their hand, with a camera. Yeah, that's no. Well, what's gone? What's out there? We don't know what's in the middle of them swamps. We don't know. That's the weird thing. Like we've only been around for so long. What was going on this planet before? We don't. We were. Our record of history is almost non-existent if you think about it, and especially when it comes to otherworldly things. Oh yeah, the Gulf breeze. We normally stay on the other side, but I think we're gonna go down this year and we're gonna try the Gulf side. The only reason I go to the other side is because I had family on that side, the Lauderdale area, so that kind of made me partial to that side. But there's no reason why we can't try that's the reason. So we're gonna start trying the other side now. Oh, nice. Well, that's one of the things that I've been wondering lately because just bear with me for a minute. Here locally, we have the Bethel Churchyard. It's one of the cemeteries we started at. And in the back of that cemetery, there is a section, and there's about 50 graves, and they're labeled from like 10 or 11 up to 60. And it's like unknown 10, unknown 11, unknown 12. And the reason that those are there, I finally found out, is because there's a man made lake a stone's throw. And what it was they wanted to make that lake, and in that area, part of the cemetery extended into the area where they were going to make the lake. So they moved some of those graves to the back of this little churchyard here. And when they moved them, the headstones were so old that they weren't legible. So they literally lost their identity. So they became unknown. Now, you have that, which definitely caused some type of unrest because they validated that time and time again. What happens to the people that are cremated and they're, you know what I mean? Like, is there a difference between being cremated or being buried? Um, does it affect your energy in any way? Uh, What if you get cremated? Your family has your cremains. That person passes away, and some random person is cleaning out the wherever you were living, and they find the cremains and they just take it and toss it in the trash. Then what happens? Does that person then become unrest because of that? You know what I mean? All right, cool, Christina. Have a great day at work, and I'll text you soon, and we'll set something up with the train. Have a great day. All right, guys. All right, you got to run too. All right, have a great day, Joey. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on for a little bit and shoot the shit. You know, Tabitha and I are gonna start coming on a regular. We have different topics. We're gonna pull different topics, and it'll be, you know, whatever, one topic per show. And it won't, one thing for sure, it won't be drama. It'll be something interesting. At least you'll learn something. You know, we'll try to provide different facts and different interesting things to talk about, man. I can talk about this stuff all day long, so much so that it bores a lot of my friends. I got to give it to them in intervals. Talk their ears off with it. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it a personal thing? See what I mean? You're talking about, so you don't care, right? Um, Myself, I own a burial plot. I own two. Um, Maybe it's a preference. If the person doesn't care, then maybe it wouldn't be a big deal. Uh, I don't know. It's just one of those things I've been kind of wondering, because I know that there are spirits that are at unrest because of the being labeled unknown, and they may be, who knows if they even moved all of the remains, if they were that old, some of those remains may still be under the lake. So, that would be I mean, it's disrespectful, but how much do these spirits really care 150 years later? It doesn't they some of them seem to care. That was when we first got a very strong and definite yes. Are you upset that you're labeled unknown? It was a yes. Then it was a very scary sounding yes like that. It was most definitely a response to us. So that was where we really cut our teeth with the spirit box stuff. I'm gonna roll one up here, guys. Coffee and cannabis. That's how I start my day. I'm a huge, huge cannabis supporter. I think it has a ton of medicinal value. Um, it does wonders for nausea. It does great if you have any GI problems. Uh, it's great for that, especially CBD. CBD especially for the GI stuff. But hey, Wind, just popping on for a little bit. Nothing serious to talk about. But yeah, I started to wonder, because I hadn't heard Steve-O very clearly in a while. Till the other night, we tried with the parabolic. I wanted to see if he was still here. And Tabitha heard him say, I'm here very clearly with the parabolic. So I'm stoked about that. I believe that time has a way of creating memory. That's always, yeah. It's very, I can tell you one thing, our tiny little peanut brains are not evolved or advanced enough to understand how everything works and the real laws of the universe. Because if you think about, okay, well, space is infinite, what does that look like? I mean, what does that really mean? If you try to think about an infinite number, try to picture it, you can't picture it in your head, really. It's impossible. So, everything, we live in a finite world. Our world, everything has a beginning and an end, but that's not really reality, our reality. In our reality, some things are infinite. Yeah, it's cannabis works great for that. It's anxiety. I'm gonna tell you right now, the anxiety meds. I used to have a. I think that if you have any ability, any psychic ability, I think that a lot of people that have a little bit of that or more of that have a lot of anxiety in their past or in their daily lives. I know that I used to be really, really, really stricken with anxiety to the point where it was debilitating. And of course I went through the whole list of meds, and then if I of course ended up being placed on Xanax and clonazepam and all of that, and it did no good for me. It created a bad habit, and what happened was if I didn't have those meds, then my anxiety was like tripled, maybe even tenfold sometimes the amount it would increase. So it wasn't really doing anything to help. It was actually making it worse. Uh, but then you got to be careful with the cannabis, because if you get certain sativas, that'll have your mind racing and actually give you a panic attack. But some of these uh, great indicas, perfect for that. Can't get anything better. Just knock your nerves down a little bit. And if you have any type of issues with your stomach and appetite issues, boom, there you go. I know somebody that had true story. A friend of ours had gastric bypass done and was losing a ton of weight, but they started getting to a point where they were losing too much weight, and they were trying to force feed themselves, but no matter what they were doing, they were dropping and dropping and dropping to the point where this person got really, really skinny. And I said, hey, have you ever tried cannabis? I was like, seriously. I'm like, that they they joke about, you getting the munchies, because it's true. You might laugh a little bit, but you'll certainly get the munchies and increase your appetite. And that literally turned it around for that person. They didn't get, I mean, it stopped the weight loss, and they gained a little bit and then tapered off. So that was huge, because I honestly believe that it would have kept going, and this person would have had all kinds of severe health issues, and just a little bit of cannabis turned it around. So yeah, exactly. So I know you have psychic ability, Lynn. I know of several psychics, and that's one commonality between all of them, is that they all have a very high level of anxiety. A lot of them learn how to kind of deal with it, maintain, but as you know, sometimes you get overrun. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, this really helped this person hugely. Um, so I'll always be a cannabis supporter. But that's a whole nother topic. I could do cannabis shows too. So let's see. Maybe I'll set up a flashlight back there. Maybe want to see if we can get anybody to say hello. Let's see what we got. I got to order some of those little cat toys, the little cat balls that light up. I got to get a few of those. Those are slick, because I have the REM pod and I got the flashlights. But what I want to do is I want to put them on my steps, going up the steps, and I'm going to tell them, as you go up the steps, touch the devices so you can see them go up the steps. You know what I mean? So as they get halfway up, that one lights up. They get three-quarters of the way up, that one lights up. So you can follow their path. That would be cool. I've seen ghost hunters do that with REM pods down a long hallway, but I'd like to recreate that myself. And I can't do it with REM pods; they're too expensive. Maybe one day. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start working up memberships here soon. But we have some psychic friends. Lynn, she said she'd be down for this, but we're going to work out something for the members to where you can get readings. I know I've had several people contact me privately about, can you get this person to come through or that person to come through? And in almost all cases, I've gotten every one of those people to come through. Um, in a couple of the cases, when they asked me about certain names, I had already had them coming through. So they had already said something or had that thought. Those spirits know that, and they've already started. See, that's the thing. I don't know some of these people. They could be attached to anybody. I had people coming into my chat that I only knew by their YouTube handle, and it was their family members, because they were putting in not only their names, but saying certain things that would validate that it's them. Of course, I don't know that it's them, but the stuff that they were saying resonated with viewers, so I always thought that was cool. And then people's loved ones come through. I've had that happen many times. Uh-oh, what happened? All right. We'll see if we got it, if this is far enough away from the computer. All right, we're good. Can you guys see that? I'll turn it if you can't. All right, we know it works. Can you turn that off? Turn that off for us, thank you. turn that one off. All right, we got 2 flashlights, and we have the REM pod. Let me see if they're in the frame here. Okay. There they are. All right. They're back there just in case. If anybody's here with us, you can light up one of those devices, twist the flashlight on, and it'll light up. Of course, you guys know that. There's spirits here that know how to work them. So if you want to, make that can beep anytime. Some of them are gun shy. Some of them are a little bit camera shy, and they are a little reserved. Some of them aren't, though. It's always 420. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, make sure you, hey, Kate. Yeah, don't forget that premiere tonight. I believe it's 7 o'clock Eastern time. Come on, guys. Light one of those things up for us. Show them that you can play along. I've never done anything in this room before. Normally it's downstairs. One thing that I found is like when I open up the floodgates, that's the spirit box. When I turn that thing on, everything starts working, lighting up, everything. You know, you'll like it. Can you change the tilt? So, okay. Can you see it? Can you see him? There's a flashlight on either side. There's one there, and then there's one like right there. It's in the closet. It's in the this is my office / storage room. All right. If they don't want it, they can play along if they want. If not, no big deal. Hey, Rabbit. It's interesting, guys. Living they for the most part they give us privacy. And here, right on the other side of this wall, here's my bedroom. They kind of draw the line there. They don't really enter. They do enter this room because when I'm did you see that flashlight? Okay, so you do come in here. Yeah. Normally, hello. Can you do the other one? Do the other flashlight. Yeah, I know you like that one. Flash it again. Go ahead. Yeah, so they're telling me that they do give us privacy. When I go to my bedroom, once in a while, I have a dresser that's right just inside the door, and sometimes I'll put those devices right on the edge of the dresser, and they'll stand there and they'll interact, but then once I shut it down, they go. I did that one time. They were really putting on a show. I said, all right, guys, we're going to go to bed. And I shut everything down. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to leave the REM pod on. So if they come in and out, they want to make it beep or light up, they can do that. And I left it on for an hour and a half and not one blip, nothing. Completely flat. So when I shut it down, they left. Anybody else here? Are you still here with us? Can you light that back up again? If that's one of my regular people like Steve-O or one of the Tottens. Did you see that quick flash? Did you see that? Huh? Did you guys see that? That quick flash? I love those. Is that Steve-O or one of the Totten? Is that Steve-O that's doing it? The quick flash? Or is it a Totten? Oh, I see the red cans flickering. See it? See how it's on the bottom of the clothes is kind of flickering? They're getting near that. It's reading their energy. It's not enough to make it beep. Try to pick that can up, guys. Try to pick it up. If you try to pick it up, it'll read more of your energy and it'll beep. Yep, that's one of them can strobe that light. Now, there you go. You tried to pick it up. What you're hearing now is they're changing the temperature. Can you back away so it stops beeping? Come towards me so it stops. Thank you. What that is they're able to go near it and change the temperature. And that's that beep that you're hearing. There's a different beep when it's reading their energy, and that there's different colored lights that will come on. So far I've only seen it light up to the yellow. And then it goes from green to yellow to blue or red or something like that. So, or blue, and so there's four colors. I've only seen it go up two. Yep, it's really cool that they do that. That's what I'm saying, guys. In this room right now, it's not just me. In the rooms where you guys are right now, it's not just you. I would bet everything. I would bet large sums of money that I'm correct on that. And the cool part is, a lot of them is your family. It's true. What was really cool is they go different places. When my daughter was having a baby here recently, there was family members that I've never met, family members of Tabitha's that she's never met, coming through. Literally, like Grandma Fanny. She was from Sardinia, Ohio, which is way out in the country here. And I've only seen pictures because she passed. I'm not sure when she passed, but it was way before I met Tabitha. Oh, well, Wanda, you already know. By the way, Carl, I did a live not a live. We were having fun in the living room downstairs the other night. Carl said hello, actually, very clearly. I do not have it recorded, but Carl drops by on a regular basis. He said he's not always here. I think he's always there with you, but he does drop by to say hello, which is cool. I like that. Yeah, it's they during special days, birthdays, holidays, significant days. They are around. They do come visit, and they do hang out with you. That I know for a fact. It was strange because for the birth of the baby, there was tons. So they show. There you go. They show up in large groups for funerals, births, things like that. Can you back away so it stops, please? Thank you. If you want to share some pictures, I do once in a while. Well, I haven't in a minute, but we're gonna start doing more lives. A while back, we did an evidence live where people sent evidence in, and we shared a whole bunch of stuff, and we reviewed it and had a good time. Married with Paranormal at Gmail. If you want to email them to me, um, I'll put it on the next evidence review. So it's Married with Paranormal at Gmail. Oh well, you might like the video we're going to be doing here soon. We're going to be actually investigating a cemetery that's known to be. If there's supposed to be a spirit there, a Native American sorceress called Sweet Lips. You can actually look that up if you want to read about it. But it's type in Claremont County Sweet Lips, and it'll pull it up. It's pretty neat. We've dealt with spirits being kind of like gatekeepers or guardians of cemeteries before, uh, mainly at Bethel Churchyard. We don't even go there at night anymore. We don't. We were told not to by the spirits there, and by, well, Seen from Within. I was watching one of his lives one night, and he literally hit the nail on the head. He was like, are you going somewhere? Like, is somebody saying like there's something there observing you, and it's not something good? And a matter of fact, I caught EVPs that said that, they're looking, they're looking, they're watching you, things like that. So there are some not so nice folks, or once in a while there's a demon around. They say that. So I like to think that, we have a little bit of protection around us. I'm not cocky. We're not cocky. We don't push. See, this is one of the things that I don't care for about Zach Bagans. I like Zach. I respect Zach very much because of what he's done in the field. Of course, anybody with that amount of funding behind them in the Travel Channel, you're going to be able to produce really good content. But I can't take credit where credit's due. He has come up with some really good stuff. However, I don't like I don't like the tough guy facade nonsense on YouTube. I don't like it in the paranormal world. I don't like it in the real world, the tough guy act. Um, but one thing is very foolish to do is to challenge people you can't see. You don't even know who you're challenging. That's not smart. Um, that being said, they do these things obviously for ratings, right? He does it for ratings. But I don't know. I wouldn't do that. It's dangerous. Is it worth your safety, your peace, your serenity, just for some ratings? I mean, I guess some people will literally sell their soul for fame and fortune, right? So I don't know. That's one of my gripes with him, but it's his personality. I've heard that he's a very egotistical guy. I've heard that he's done. Oh, you agree, huh? You agree? That is a little loud, though. Can you back away, please? Make it stop. Come towards me. Come sit right here. Thank you. What do you guys think of the Aaron Goodwin stuff, huh? That girl, man, she sure got greedy, didn't she? She wanted to have Aaron's bank account, but not really be committed to Aaron. And you could tell, man, that Aaron was head over heels for her, man. He was crying and everything. You know that I can tell you one thing. I remember when Aaron was first on Ghost Adventures, he was much heavier, and I believe he was married. But of course, I would guess traveling around the country with Zach and all the Ghost Adventures fans, and you know his wife was at home with the kids, and he's going around and traveling. I'm sure that puts strain on the relationship, and of course they're blaming it on Bobby Mackey's guys. I'm gonna. I'm sorry to say, I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna subscribe to that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Can you well, hopefully they don't ding it as much. I can actually turn that if they keep doing it, I'll turn that feature off. But yeah, he definitely was really in love with her, and she knew it. She knew it. I mean, he was very blinded to. I guarantee you that there was signs along the way that she was an opportunist, a gold digger. It's and you could tell that Aaron would be more like the third wheel. You know what I mean? He would be what with a friend and a girl. You know what I mean? Aaron doesn't seem like he's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to insult him in any way. He just doesn't seem like a ladies' man type of guy. He seems a little like reserved, a little passive. Um, whereas Zach is very overbearing and I'm gonna say assertive, borderline aggressive. Whereas Aaron would be like behind him and in the background, right? So, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I know. The time for that. I've seen other shows where there's a murder for hire and it was a gym owner and this woman had set it up and everything and the cops and the guy staged pictures like he was shot and he was in a hole. And what's the difference? I mean, she set it up, but that this woman didn't do anything either. She just set it up and she got life in prison for that. And what did she get? You know, like not 19 months or something like ridiculously low. Uh, I don't know. I think maybe Aaron may have had something to do with that. I don't know if he talked to the prosecutor. Don't give her too much time. I don't know. Maybe if if it was me, I would have no problem with them issuing a sentence, a real sentence. That's a bullshit sentence, man. But I don't think there's going to be any more risk to his life or anything. But why the slap on the wrist? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna tell you this: they better not do that same thing to Diddy. They better put him under the jail. What do you think about that stuff, huh? Crazy. But you know, with money's power, they get away with all kinds of shit. Yeah, Zach is the most arrogant that I've seen out of all of the paranormal investigators. If I had to pick, what shows do you guys like? What do you guys like? What do you like better, Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures? I know they're not in their heyday now, but in the prime of the paranormal series, those were two that I watched, and my preference was Ghost Hunters because they do it like I do. I most of the time when somebody says they got something going on in their house, a lot of times it's the air conditioning kicking on, and when that happens, the lights flicker or something like that. You know, if you pay attention in your house when the AC unit kicks on, your lights will dim. It's very common. It happens. It's that's just what happens. It pulls the voltage and the lights drop. Um, Stuff like that, or like vents when it gets colder, molecules. Hello, molecules expand, kind of like what they were doing with the water bottles. They were making the water bottles pop around here, and that's because they can lower the temperature, just like they were making that beep. They're dropping the temperature. So if they go over to a water bottle that only has about this much in it, and it's almost all the way empty, and if they can change the temperature of that bottle, the plastic will expand and make popping sounds. That's how they're doing it, guys. Physics. That came to me one day. I was like, holy shit, they're changing the temperature and it's expanding and popping. But there's one, somehow they're able to make them shoot or pop and it sounds like a gun. I don't even know how you make a plastic bottle pop that loud, but it literally sounds like a black cat, a little firecracker. It's that loud. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, Jason Hawes. Yeah, he's on YouTube. The plumbing guys. Yep, that's them. That's Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson. And some I'm telling you, they had some type of falling out because they made a ton of money and they pooled their money together and they bought the Spalding Inn. Hello. You guys like Ghost Adventures? Okay. Or Ghost Hunters? Is that one of the Tottens? Can you turn it off real quick if you're one of the Tottens? Oh, there's a Totten. That's the energy, guys. That's okay. Can you back away? Make it stop. Come towards me. Thank you. So we got Tottens here too. That was pretty definite, wasn't it? So I'm really glad about that. That's another thing that I heard through the parabolic, But I get their last name all the time, and it's a mystery. Well, it's not really. We really like that family. We brought the kids gifts, toys, and stuff. Uh, they've been very interactive with us. Why the Tottens have latched on to us? We reciprocate. We really like them as well. But for some reason, this family from the 1800s has really taken a liking to us. I don't know why. I don't know why. But we did ask here recently if there were any spirits from like 500 years ago. Is there any spirits from like medieval times? Is there any spirits from 1,000 years ago? Here's a good question. To the spirits that are here lighting that stuff up, can you guys see spirits that are really old, like 1,000 years old? Can you light something up to confirm? Up, did you see that? Did you see that quick flash? Did you see that? Ah, see, they answer, guys. I'm telling you. Ah, see? Boom. Thank you. So, right there, that proves it, guys. That shows you right there that we got spirits that passed today, 5 minutes ago. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. When spirits first pass, I think it takes them a minute to gain their bearings. My wife's cousin passed just a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago. And we gave that a shot in the living room. Oh, is she here? Did she stop by? Can you light that up if she stopped by? Tab's cousin. Anyway, she said her name, and both of the K2s completely freaking pinned. So that and the name simultaneous. It sounded like her too. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I know. It's another young person. We have so many. The ones that hang around, like some of the Tottens, perished in a fire. Steve-O, car crash. My friend Andy just came through. If I had to guess, it's going to be health stuff, either drugs or health stuff related to using. Let's see, who else? We got Dapper Dan, perished in a drowning. His boat capsized. And it was in the winter, too. What he was doing fishing on a lake in the winter out here is... I guess he was fishing, but I don't know. He was... Anyways. His boat capsized. Let's see who else. We have all the people that seem to be hanging around. Amy. Her case, she's still hanging around, too. I really don't know what I'm going to be able to do to help her case out, though, but that's still in the works. So all these people passed in an untimely way. Is there ever really a good time? Is there ever really a satisfying? I guess if you're like 85 years old and you go to bed and you just pass quietly in your sleep, that would be like a good passing, right? Otherwise, is there ever really a good or an invited time to pass? But anyways, what you would classify as untimely passings, we have a lot of those people around. They seem to be the strongest energies. So I don't know. Just trying to figure out how it works. It's pretty cool. I wonder where they're going to want to eat for lunch. My wife and my daughter, they're doing mani-pedis for my daughter's birthday, and then we're going to go out to have some lunch. I don't know what they've decided yet. Not really that hungry yet, but I don't know. There's plenty of good places around here. Anyways, yeah, tonight, guys, we have that premiere. You don't want to miss that. And we're going to start. Okay. Are you happy about that, too? Can you back away, make it stop? Thank you. All right, Wanda, have a good time. Hey, what are you doing? Can you make it stop, please? I'm gonna wrap it up. Then you can beep it. Thank you very much. Anyways, as you can see, isn't that so cool that I can literally talk to somebody here by a flashlight? You know, that's the coolest thing. Now, I'm gonna show you guys. Let's see which one is the one that's lighting up. I'll wrap it up anyway. But I'm gonna show you how I can't replicate that. All right. Okay, here's the flashlights. See? That's as fast as I can get it to work. And they strobe it like it's just like they take their finger and they just touch it and it lights up. Just like that. I can't even twist it that fast to turn it on and off. So they can literally manipulate the flashlight faster than I can. That's cool. Those are the things that really just they intrigue me. They blow my mind that the stuff that they're able to do. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. We're going to be on a lot more. Mrs. Mack will be with me. Probably Lynn, maybe Hillary. We'll get some readings on here for you guys. Maybe we'll set up downstairs to have a real time investigation, or we'll do some stuff, guys. We're gonna have some fun. So smash that like button if you haven't, and we'll see you guys soon.